Hello, everybody. We are going to make some Italian wedding soup. I know the weather up north is frosty. I live in Florida. I'm in 80-degree humidified weather. But I'm going to help you beat those winter blues by this Italian wedding soup. It is a hearty, tasteful soup. Not many ingredients, simple ingredients, and it is delicious. It's doubly better the next day. Slice up some ciabatta bread, toast it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese, dip it in your soup. Yummy. Let's get started and I'll show you how we do this. Some macaroni, an onion chopped up. You're going to need some garlic, some chicken base, chicken broth, and it's some Parmesan cheese. We're going to need that too. And we're going to mix that all up. I'm going to write the ingredients on there so you'll see. We're going to mix that all up. We're going to make little meatballs, fry them in the pan, and we're going to get the onions started in the pan. Here's all the stuff in the meatballs. I'm just mixing it all up, making it as neat as possible. Add 1 egg into it, and we're going to mash that all up. Now we're going to keep mixing and mixing because you want it to be mixed up really good to get everything incorporated in it, and then you're going to start making little meatballs. You want the size of a meatball, let's see, probably a little bit smaller maybe than a golf ball, or actually you can make them any size you want. If you want to make 4 big meatballs and pour the broth over it, that's fine too. But I like to make about a little bit smaller than a golf ball. And I'm going to go ahead and make all those up, and we're going to get them in the frying pan, and we're going to brown them up. Okay, here we go. We're going to spray the pan. Um, I'm trying to cut out the calories, so I'm spraying the pan, and it is kind of lean pork. So I just put in extra pan spray just so that I don't have any sticking issues. And I'm going to make the meatballs, and I'm going to put them all in the pan, and we're going to cook them up. Now the meatballs are in the pan, and they're just cooking away, and while that is cooking, we are going to start on the broth, and we're going to heat the pan up, and we're going to put in some more cooking spray to cut down on some more of the oil, and we're going to put the onions in along with the garlic, and you want those to kind of sweat. If they get a little caramelized, don't worry about it. It adds flavor. You don't want nothing burnt. As long as it's not burnt, it will be fine in the soup. So you can see as we're sweating up the onions and the garlic, and you just kind of cook that slow and let that keep going until you feel like it's the right color, sweetness, and then we're going to add 4 cups. This is 4 cups in this thing here, so we're going to add 4 cups of chicken broth into the pot. Um, this is the start of the soup. You want this to start cooking um, down a little bit, not so much down a little bit, but you want it to start cooking so the onions flavored in with the onions and the broth mixed together. Your meatballs are also going to add flavor to this sauce, and I'm going to show you a little trick what I do when we get ready to put the meatballs in. It helps to build the flavor. So the meatballs are doing great. So now we're going to put them all, see they're all nicely browned, and we're going to put them in the sauce. You can put them on a napkin and drain them, but the little bit of oil, grease, or whatever is flavor. Um, it's not, going to hurt you. You could actually freeze it or put it in the refrigerator overnight and pick off the grease, and believe me, there'd be hardly any there because I have done this. And once we get all the meatballs into the pot, we want to turn up the heat a little bit too to get it cooking a little bit. And then we get all of them in there, and then what we're going to do, see, get them all in there. Get that last one in there. There we go. Oh, it looks good already. Now we're going to drain the grease from our pan. Drain all that grease out. Don't scrape it. You want those bits. Those are flavor. And then I take 2 more cups of water and I pour it into the pan. Kind of swirl it around a little bit. Scrape the bottom. Get some of the bits up. Get all that good flavor in there. That is, a lot of your flavor is in there, so you want to keep that. This is something I do with a lot of things that I cook when I transfer to another pan. And then we're going to pour it into our stock pot. So that's a total of 6 cups of water. Now, as it cooks, you may need to add more water. It depends. We're going to add in a tablespoon of the chicken base. If you add more water, add a little bit more chicken base. That's all. It will even out and will not shorten your flavor. I just try not to, because I like also the pork flavor. You'll get more chicken if you add more water. So that's a little helpful hint there. So, yeah, we're going to let this cook and then we'll let it cook for about 15 minutes or so, and then we're going to put in the rest of the ingredients. Okay, it's cooked for about 15-20 minutes. We're going to put in our 3/4 cups of our little macaronis and stir it up. And we're going to let that cook for probably another, I'd say 5-10 minutes, and then we're going to add in our kale. You can use spinach, you can use escrow, you can leave it out if you wish. But it's very, I think it adds a little bit of texture and taste to it. And I just chop it up real good so you're not getting big leaves of it when you're eating the soup. And yeah, you just kind of mix it all in there and let everything cook for a while. Just let it cook, cook, cook. And the longer it simmers, the better. I like to make this soup one day and have it the next because it's always better the second time around. And I'll probably have some of this today, but I know I will definitely be having some tomorrow for lunch. I don't know what the pointage is on this. This is the holidays. I'm just trying to get through it. But this is a very good soup, and you could put this through. You can, instead of using pork, you could use, excuse me, chicken or turkey. I like the pork. It's lean pork, but it's good. So, and this is what it looks like. It's delicious. I put a little Parmesan cheese in the soup pot too, just to help with flavor. And then I put a little bit on my cup that I have. I have 3 meatballs. I put 3 meatballs in there, and I had that, and it is so good. And I'm going to go and enjoy this. And I hope you enjoyed this recipe because this is some good soup, my friends.